Hey everyone! Welcome back to Wealth Vigilante and to another episode in our Think and Grow Rich series, where we break down each chapter and pull out the most important lessons to help you crush your goals. Today, we're diving into Chapter 5, Imagination. This one is incredibly powerful because this is where your dreams take shape, where they go from ideas to actual reality. So, sit back, grab a notebook, and let's dive deep into how imagination can change your life. Napoleon Hill starts off by explaining that imagination is the workshop of the mind. He says that every plan you ever create, every goal you set, and every dream you pursue is born through the use of imagination. But it's not just one type of imagination. Hill tells us there are actually two types: synthetic imagination and creative imagination. Each one plays a crucial role in how we shape our futures, so let's break them down. First, let's talk about synthetic imagination. This is the type of imagination most of us use daily, often without even realizing it. Synthetic imagination is when we take things we already know, concepts, ideas, inventions, experiences, and combine them in new ways. It's essentially like remixing. You're not creating something entirely new, but you're taking what exists and reworking it to fit your vision. Think of it like making a playlist. The songs already exist, but you're curating them in a way that feels unique to you. A perfect example of synthetic imagination is Instagram. The idea of social media wasn't new when Instagram came out. There were already platforms like Facebook and Twitter. But what Instagram did was take the concept of social media and make it highly visual, focusing on photos and videos. They used synthetic imagination to combine the existing ideas of sharing, communication, and social connection, and packaged it in a way that totally changed how we use social media today. Now, that's cool and all, but here's where things get even more interesting. Creative imagination. This is the kind of imagination that brings in something entirely new. It's where groundbreaking, original ideas come from. Hill describes creative imagination as the direct connection to infinite intelligence. Call it your subconscious, the universe, or something bigger than yourself. This is where inspiration and completely original ideas are born. Hill explains that creative imagination often comes in bursts, those moments of pure inspiration where an idea hits you out of nowhere. Think about the creation of Snapchat. Before Snapchat, no one had ever imagined a social media platform where messages and photos disappeared after a few seconds. That concept came from pure creative imagination, something fresh, something the world hadn't seen before. Or think about Tesla's electric cars. Sure, cars existed, and the idea of electricity powering things wasn't new, but putting those together in the way Elon Musk did? That was the result of creative imagination at its finest. Napoleon Hill emphasizes that both types of imagination are necessary for success. You can't just rely on one. Synthetic imagination helps you take existing resources and build something practical and useful, while creative imagination brings those flashes of insight that can propel you to the next level. It's the combination of these two that leads to big breakthroughs. But here's the kicker. Hill tells us that imagination alone isn't enough. You need to use your imagination to form definite plans. This is where most people get stuck. We've all been there, right? Sitting around daydreaming, thinking about all the amazing things we could do, but then nothing happens. Why? Because daydreaming doesn't get you results. Action does. Let's make this relatable to our lives right now. Maybe you've imagined starting a YouTube channel or launching a clothing brand. You've got all these great ideas, but until you use your imagination to create a step-by-step plan, it's all just talk. The magic happens when you take that vision and break it down into actionable steps. Hill tells us, ideas are the beginning points of all fortunes. But the key word here is beginning. The fortune doesn't come from the idea alone. It comes from what you do with that idea. Hill also stresses that we must nurture our imagination. It's like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. But the big takeaway from this chapter is that your imagination is your most powerful tool. It's how you take your dreams and turn them into reality. Whether you're remixing old ideas with synthetic imagination or creating brand new concepts with creative imagination, this is where success starts. So, that's it for Chapter 5. Imagination. If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to hit the like button, share it with someone who needs a little spark of inspiration, and subscribe if you haven't already. We've got more chapters coming, and trust me, you don't want to miss them. Until next time, remember, dream big, plan smart, and always let your imagination lead the way. And keep watching Wealth Vigilante.